Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 6, our final week of EDU250. I want to start out just by thanking all of you for your thoughtful participation. I think this session has been really sort of unique for the amount of lived experience that a lot of our classmates have been able to share that really helps put a lot of our new learning into perspective. So I really do appreciate that. Also, if you haven't done so already, please complete your course evaluation. Like I told you last week, it's super important to me to hear about how you thought this course went and to have constructive feedback from you so I know how I can improve my teaching and my future students' experiences. So that's a big thanks in advance. And please know it's anonymous. So do your best to share in a very unvarnished way exactly what you think, and I really do appreciate it. For our final week, we're going to be talking about special education, twice exceptional students, so gifted and talented, and family engagement. We have some readings this week, a practical guide for identifying gifted and talented students. And also, if you choose to use your supplemental text, chapter 15, just a little sort of a footnote, bit of information. Remember that there are some students that, as I said before, use the term twice exceptional. They both have a disability and they're considered talented and gifted. And we don't often think about those students. The other thing just to know, and you will get this in your reading, but it's super important, that as special educators, there's an obligation for a school district to identify students that are gifted and talented. But unlike special education, there is not an obligation to provide them with services. So keep that sort of tucked in the back of your brain as you're learning about gifted and talented students. There are some videos for you to watch. And one of them is, or actually two of them are about twice exceptional students. So I hope you find that of interest. I think that's a topic that is overlooked at times. So I hope you enjoy the new learning from that. And again, if you're using the textbook, chapter 15 is where you want to go this week. For our final discussion, I'd like you to take some time and really think about the past 5 weeks of the course. And I have for you in the post some prompts. I'd like you to identify what you learned in this class, what confirmed your already existing background knowledge, anything that you found confusing, what you found most essential in all of your learning for the past 5 weeks, and anything that you found surprising, anything you really didn't know about and were surprised and learned more about. So I'm really interested in hearing from all of you about that. Your assignment for this week, our final assignment, is going to be to create a resource for parents and caregivers describing the fundamental parts of special education. So it needs to be parent and family and caregiver friendly. You can do a video, you can do a presentation. Again, make sure you have a narrative if you do a presentation. You can do sort of an interactive display board, kind of posterish kind of thing, as long as it's interactive. Or you can do a web page. So all presentations should make sure that as much as possible you consider accessibility for the viewer. So let's say you are doing a video. When you do an upload for the video, for instance, into Facebook, you can close caption it. And that would be really good for accessibility for families who may have somebody who is hearing impaired that needs to access the information. With a web page, you could have a link to Google Translate for families that English may not be their home language, those kinds of things. And also make sure that you include a bibliography, and you can include that as a separate document. So if you're doing a video or a presentation with narrative, or even like a poster, a web page, you can just do a separate, PDF or Word doc of all of your references, unless you find a way to include them in your presentation that makes sense. So as long as it makes sense, just make sure you include them in whatever way is best. Make sure that you review carefully the rubric for the final assignment. It's very clear about what you need to do to maximize your points. Things like making sure that you cover parents' rights and procedural safeguards, that you talk about all the fundamentals of the components of special education. And I look forward to seeing all of these. In previous classes, I've had people do some really, really wonderful work. And based on all of our discussions and the assignments that you've turned in, I would expect nothing less from all of you. It has been wonderful getting to know all of you and getting to see some people that I have gotten to know in previous courses. Just one last thing. Please make sure that you get all of your work in by midnight on Saturday. I do not accept any late work the final week of class because there's a very quick turnaround for me to be able to submit your final grades. If you have any outstanding work other than week 5 at this point, and you haven't made special arrangements with me, I do not accept any work more than 1 week late. So if your week 5 assignment is late, you have until the end of the course to get that in. There will be a late penalty. Again, of course, if you have made previous arrangements with me, we will go by whatever agreement we have come to. And I really need to end this on a positive note. Again, I have truly appreciated working with each and every one of you and getting to know you a little bit better. I hope to see you again in some other way that our paths will cross. And I wish all of you the best. And it's not there yet, but have a great summer. Take care.